Why, hello there, and welcome to Nightingale, a game so good that I just simply had to make a video talking about it. So sit back, grab a snack, and let's jump right into the magical experience that is Nightingale.
Realm Walker, your path forward is winding and full of terrors. Save yourself, survive the realms, and rebuild all that has been lost.
So, just what is Nightingale? Nightingale is an open-world survival crafting game, but it's also a lot more than that. Featuring several magical elements, incredibly satisfying combat, and an amazing story that only gets better and better the more that you play. But let's go ahead and take this one step at a time, starting with the story. Now, I'm not going to go over the entire story here, I'm just going to give a sort of introduction to the game's story so that you at least know what's going on. Now, I am no expert here, so you should probably take everything I say here with a grain of salt, but this is just my interpretation of the way that the story begins. The game takes place in a magical place known as the Realms, where beings known as the Fae reside. Now, the Fae and the humans had actually been working together for quite some time, with an agreement where in exchange for magic, humans would stay in their lane and not venture into the Realms. Yeah, we did not honor that agreement. In our lust for that sweet, sweet cash money, humans ventured into the Realms in search for resources, treasures, magic, you name it. And the Fae did not appreciate that too much. And out flowed the Pale. A dark fog that spilled out of every interrealmic portal on the planet, slowly engulfing everything and everyone. With no escape, people were forced to venture into the realms themselves, in the hope of finding a pathway to the one potential remaining city on Earth, Nightingale. Not long after fleeing into the realms, our character encounters a Fae by the name of Puck, and while his hubris knows no bounds, he does give you the rundown on how the realms work and ensures you actually survive in them. And I think that's just about enough of that. I know that wasn't much, but it should hopefully be enough for you to at least have a grip on the game's story. With all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into what really makes this game so amazing: the gameplay. Now, in the purpose of not drawing this video out too much, I'm just going to highlight some of the things that I think this game does really well, which is quite a few actually. First things first, this game is just goddamn beautiful. Like, this might literally be one of the most visually stunning games I have ever played. Whether you're exploring the wilderness, spelunking in the depths of a cave, or opening a portal to a realm you probably have no business being in, this game always delivers on the visual front. Next, let's go ahead and talk about building a little bit. Now, I'm just going to say this up front, I effing suck at building. Like, I'm that guy who builds an oversized wooden shoebox in Minecraft and calls it a day. So, while my base may be, this, just know that you can build some absolutely gorgeous bases in this game. You just have to, not be me. Point being, if you like building, you're going to have an absolute field day in this game. Like, the sheer number of building options you're given is it's actually kind of insane, and the devs just keep adding more with every single update, so if you're a builder, you will literally never run out of things to build. Trust me. Now, let's go ahead and get into the real meat and potatoes of this game for me. The combat. Now, this is definitely going to take up like 90% of the video, and you know what? I don't care. This game's combat deserves some goddamn attention, so if you don't mind, I'm just gonna go ahead and gush about how amazing this game's combat is for the next while. Do you like satisfying combat? Well, oh boy do we have satisfying combat. Whether you're breaking kneecaps with a sledgehammer, fanning a revolver like your goddamn Arthur Morgan, or blasting somebody into a different zip code with a blunderbuss, you're gonna feel the weight of everything deep down in your soul. Do you like variety? Well, guess what? We've got variety. Whether it's axes, mauls, knives, climbing picks, sickles, all of which are completely viable melee weapons, by the way. Maybe you want to channel your inner American and pick up a gun. Well, we've got pistols, rifles, shotguns, the whole 9 yards. Maybe you want to use some magic to devastate your enemies. Well, we've got everything from fireballs to summoning a literal giant spectral fish. God, I love this game. Like, seriously. This game's combat is just so goddamn fun. I could literally run around for hours just fighting things and not even come close to being bored. This game is honestly worth playing solely for the combat. It is just some of the most fun combat I've ever had the privilege of experiencing. Oh, and did I forget to mention that almost every single weapon has some ability or aspect to it that makes it unique? Remember those knives? You can use them to parry attacks. Remember those climbing picks? You can use them as effing grappling hooks. Remember those sickles? You can throw them like a goddamn boomerang. Why? I don't know, and frankly, I don't care because it is effing awesome. Ooh, okay, let's go ahead and take a chill pill here because I could honestly go on and on about this game's combat. So how about we talk about something a little bit simpler? Let's go ahead and talk about this game's progression a little bit. The progression in this game is honestly pretty simple. You use something called Essence, which you can get from completing quests, killing enemies, or just exploring your world. You can then use this Essence to unlock things in the Progression tab, like new crafting stations, tools, or buildings. What I like about this progression system is that it mostly happens in the background whilst you're just playing the game. You don't usually have to go out of your way to unlock stuff, as by the time you're done exploring, doing quests, whatever, you'll have enough essence to get most of the things that you need, and it's not like it takes a particularly long time to collect essence if you need more of it. Alright, the last thing I want to touch on is this game's quite unique crafting system. The way this game's crafting system works is there's basic resources, such as wood or ingots, but there are multiple different types of these resources with different attributes. Let's take a look at ingots, for example. There are multiple different types of ingots, such as tin, copper, iron, all with different attributes. For the most part, you can use any type of ingot to craft any item that needs ingots. However, certain ingots excel in certain areas. For example, copper gives extra range damage, while iron gives extra melee damage. So, you could craft all your tools out of tin, which is super easy to get even in just your starting realm, but gives very little bonus attributes. Or you can go the extra mile and get more advanced resources to get the most out of your tools. There are also these things called augmentations, which you can place near your crafting stations to buff the crafting of certain things. Okie dokie. I think that's where I'm going to call this video. This video wasn't really meant to be a super in-depth review of the game, as there's probably a lot of people out there who could do a way better job at that than I ever could. It was more supposed to be just a simple introduction to the game where I just talk about some aspects of it that I really like. I know this video wasn't very long, but I do plan on making more videos on this game in the future. I plan to finish my current playthrough, then probably do some form of challenge run on the game, like I'm thinking about doing a knives only run or something like that, and turning that playthrough into a video, which will be much longer than this one. I am pretty new to making this style of video, so feel free to let me know what you thought about it. I know there are probably plenty of spots I could improve on, so feel free to leave any feedback that you want. With all that out of the way, I hope that you enjoyed, and I'll be catching you guys in the next one.